Whoa, coming up live on LiveWire, we've got a great show for you today. Kind of interesting people coming here. Somebody from the PG&E Summer Jobs program. And then following that, we're going to talk to some people. Actually, before that, we're going to talk to some people from Sacramento Walking Sticks. I got that one right. And it's a really interesting way to go on a walk. You don't have to go round and round, McClatchy Park. You can actually go with these people and laugh your way from one part of town to the other and enjoy yourself and meet some folks and be part of a game approach to doing it. So stay tuned for LiveWire. We'll be with you right after this. Hughart and Barbara Nuss.
Thank you.
You people are walkers.
We are.
Yeah. So you were walking down the street one day and you saw this group of people walking and you said, what are they doing? No, they're urban people. They walk, they're trying to. Tell me, how did this all happen? How did it all get together, Barbara?
I walked around McKinley Park for a long, long time. And a lady, I work at the Cosumnes River College Library, and she approached me one day about, she was just lonely and talking, and we got into the subject of walking, and I told her where I walked, and she gave me a brochure for a Volks Walk, and the first one I did was McKinley Park to the Fab 40s and back, and I loved it.
Oh,
and that was Valentine's 1988.
Well, that's a while back.
Yes, it is.
And how did you find this organization?
I had a coworker that talked to me about it, and then I joined at our work had a health fair, and I went down to the health fair, and the Walking Sticks had a booth, and so I signed up and joined.
So let me say this, is that you walk all the entire summer, almost every night, right?
Wednesday nights in the summer.
Oh, Wednesday nights in the summer. Okay. And there are theme walks.
Yes.
And it's also, I wanted to ask you, you're part of this international walking group. It's not really hiking, it's just a walk.
Right. American Volksport Association. And there are clubs all over the United States.
Sport, like Volkswagen, meaning people's walk.
Sport of the people.
Sport of the people.
It means. And it came originally from Germany back in the 70s, and the service people enjoyed it so much they brought it to the United States. And we had the distinction of being the largest club.
Wow.
Very active.
Very active. So tell me, how does it work? I mean, you show up at one...
You show up.
Is it free?
Yes, it's free, or it's $3 if you get Volkswalk credit.
Oh, credit.
Credit. And we've got walks, group walks on Tuesday, Thursday morning, sometimes Friday morning, and then I lead one every Wednesday night. And in the summer, June, July, and August, they're called the hot Walkin Nights.
Oh, yeah. So
because they're hot, like tonight.
Yeah, it'll be warm tonight.
Yeah.
But it'll be fun.
Yes.
So tell me about the game part of it. I'm very interested in this AVA organization. See how it works. Can I show these?
Absolutely.
Hey, look at this. I don't know if you can zoom in on these things. These are little booklets that actually, the game part of it is that you get credits. I don't know if you can see these stamps. See them? You get these credits, and then what do you get when you fill your book?
When you fill your book, you send it into headquarters in Texas, and they send you back a patch, a pen, and a certificate of achievement.
A little patch. Oh, so it's,
and they're always different.
Wonderful. Can I get an Eagle Scout patch?
Yes.
Okay, appreciate
yes.
that.
Very fun. Very fun.
Very fun is right, and I think and there are things for kids too, right?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Absolutely.
So, but you can take your family to these things. I guess
I did.
You did, I'm sure.
My son's 25, but he tells the story, almost every weekend we went somewhere, and throughout the United States, if you went to visit a relative. You found a walk somewhere there.
Oh, they have these clubs everywhere.
All over.
All over. Now, what you're here for, which is we're drawing to the big event, which I really like, and I think I'm going to talk, Susan, if you're watching, please, we're going to do this. This is called their annual ice cream walk, which is a walk from Vic's. If you're a downtowner and you know ice cream, or you may not even be from Vic's to Gunther's and back again, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. And do you stop in there in enough time? There it is, August 10th. And you can learn more about it by getting on their website at sacramentoWalkingSticks.com.
.org.
.org. Oh, that's nice to know. It says .com on the screen, so it's .org.
Oops.
.org.
Okay, well, at any rate, what's really interesting is that do you stay there enough time to have some ice cream?
Yes, you can.
All right.
Yeah, the walks aren't
And water is
timed.
available there, and they have strollers, and you can bring your dog, and all kinds of wonderful things, right? Yeah, you do have to bring the dog on a leash. Children on a leash? No.
Maybe.
Maybe. Depends on the kid.
Now, we brought something for you. Now, Vic's or Gunther's?
Fix it. Oh, I can't vote that way.
Want one of each?
We live closer to Gunther's, and in honor of Dennis Wilkerson, I'll say Gunther's.
There you go.
Thank you.
$5 gift card, and we're going to have these as door
I never
prices.
got a gift card on this show, and I've been on it for 10 years.
Well, Ray, thank you for having us.
Well, thank you for thinking of me and thinking of Gunther's.
Excellent.
I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Very cool. Anyway, so what happens now on this walk?
You can choose to do it at night
or the 10th or the 11th.
or the morning walk.
Okay.
And if you do the 5K, which is 3 miles, you'll go from Vic's to Vic's, and then you
Okay.
have an option of driving over to Gunther's to do a taste test.
Got it. Taste test, of course.
And Gale, you want to talk about the 10K?
The 10K starts at Vic's, and you walk through lovely neighborhoods, through City College, and over their new
That whole area.
bridge.
Yes.
By the
sure.
light rail bridge, the
the new bridge. Oh, I
pedestrian
wonder
bridge
what-
into the neighborhoods.
Have you tested this bridge out yet?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yes.
You know.
It's like being in a whole new city if you've been
Yeah,
in
it
this
is,
area
it
a
is,
long
it is.
time. It was
Kind of looks
great.
a little bit like kind of the Bronx or New York
Yeah.
or something, but it's shiny and new.
Oh, it's amazing.
And then you end up going through lovely neighborhoods over to Gunther's. And you have to taste test. Have scientific, you start at Vic's.
That's right.
Try
It's
it.
very important
Go to
taste
Gunther's,
test it.
try
Taste-
it.
Absolutely.
I've done it years in a row, and I haven't.
Well, there it shows .org right there.
Yay.
Finally, they fixed
Yeah.
it.
Yay.
And it's August 10th, but it's also on the 11th as well.
Right.
One in the morning and one in the evening.
Right. Those
you know-
people that don't want to drive at night, or
Yeah.
maybe you chose to do one walk night, one the next day. Very fun.
Yeah, I think certainly for me the ice cream is fun. But the thing about it is that there are people like you going to walk that, and they're fun to walk with and meet. You know, we don't meet each other enough.
That's right.
It's very fun.
Yeah, so it's going to be really good. And then you can learn. You didn't do this AVA thing. Did you do this right away, or are you like a person who gets the books and things?
You know, someone did encourage me, and I did.
Uh-huh.
I was all about buying, they have patches a lot for the various walks, and I used to get a lot of those. I don't do that as much.
So you can win passes to these walks. And I love the idea of then if you become part of the process of walking around a town, you learn more about the town.
Yes.
Definitely.
And when my wife and I travel to places like Rome or I don't know some small town in France, we walk it. You know, and it's not like people are just gonna find a tour and then have someone talk to you about it. But you actually go and you could stop and meet somebody or turn left there if you wanted. Pretty good. And I like it. And that there are all of these groups all over the United States is another positive thing. Yeah. So how long have you been with the group? Since 80?
I started Volkswalking in 1988, and I walked 15 years before I joined a club, and I joined the Sacramento Walking Sticks, and I've been there ever since. And 10 years ago, I wanted to go up to walk the Sundial Bridge in Reading, and we planned a big Reading extravaganza, and a club formed. So I'm also a charter member of the Shasta Sundial Strollers.
Sundial Strollers.
Like that?
Wow. Well, I want to thank you both for coming to talk to me. Thank you. Thank you, Gale. Thanks so much. Both of you. Barbara?
Thank you.
Okay. And I wish you well on your walking, and you may see me there with you at Gunther's.
Oh,
I think that'll be good.
how wonderful.
Actually, somebody gave me a card here for it.
Yes, I know.
All right. That's all the time we have right now. We've got to move along to another guest, and we'll be back right after some important messages. So stay tuned for LiveWire.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes. You can do it here. But you probably won't. You're busy. Kids, work, show coming back in 48 seconds. So let's do this now. Hold up one finger if you're a man, women, 0. 3 more fingers if you're over 60, 2 over 50, 1 over 40. If you're not sure, keep in mind you're sitting on a couch right now, so 1 more finger if you're not very active. 1 finger if yes, 0 if no. 1 yes, 0 no. Next, find the body type that looks most like you and hold up that many fingers while I look around awkwardly. And that's it. If you're holding up 5 fingers or more, you probably have prediabetes. Sorry to be so blunt, but hey, you're busy. Just go to the site.
Calls me googly eyes.
You know you're beautiful, right? You know that?
Even you're beautiful. I got bullied for wearing glasses. Share if you're against bullying.
We put it out there, it just took off. 3 million people have shared this post. Don't let bullies get you down. I stand with you. Our whole family's wearing glasses. I wear glasses and I'm proud.
I even have the army on my team.
All the kind comments brought my child joy. I don't feel thank you is enough.
That's
We're back again, and with me in the studio is Gia Martucci, who is with the Boys and Girls Club, actually, in Sacramento. And they have a program that they work through PG&E called the Summer Jobs Program. Better Together.
The Better Together Summer Jobs Program, yes.
Yeah, that's right. Whatever you say. And these two people here, Elieza and Stephen, you two are part of it, right here at Sacramento, Access Sacramento.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Did you get to pick that, Access Sacramento?
Not necessarily pick, but more like...
They made it very clear they
Clear,
wanted
they
to be
want to
at
work in
Access
TV.
Sacramento.
They want to work in TV. And you find out that it's really not as glamorous as you thought, right?
No, it's cool.
It's cool. Good. And so why did you choose to do this?
Well, because when I get older, I want to major in like film production. So I decided that this would probably be a better option.
Well, it's a good start. It's a good start, you know. Yeah. Film is a kind of a different thing. But what's really wonderful about Access Sacramento is it's always changing. There's always something new, always some learning that's happening here. I mean, today I noticed that they finally got their HD portable band with all of this. It's like a moving studio in high definition. They can take it anywhere, do sports, do theater, do all kinds of good things out in the community. And because you can't fit it in a 20 by 20 studio. So they can go take it. So Gia, tell me about the program itself and how and what it does. And because what we were talking, and I was really shocked about how many kids get served with the program in summertime.
Yeah, definitely. So I like to say it's the best first job you can ever have. We start with phase 1 of the program. That is in the springtime, where we take 250 teens from all over Sacramento. They can participate in a 5-week job training class that covers resume skills, interview skills, networking, communication skills. And then they all get to participate in an interview day. And then we hire 55 of them for paid summer jobs.
Whoa.
And those 55 interns work within 26 different businesses in the community. So it's a very diverse experience. It's a wonderful opportunity. We do a lot of professional growth activities on Fridays. It's wonderful.
Oh, that's so good. You know, being part of helping kids move from not an understanding on how to get a job, be part of a job, because I myself went through an internship program when I was young too, and it was in the film and television industry, and I found out that I didn't want to work in films. Not films, yes. Television was a question. I mean, look where I am now. I'm in a television studio. But at that time, it was actually making films for weekly television programs. And I thought, oh, this looks like a factory. I don't know if I wanted to do it. But as it ended up, I went to work for film and television and radio over my whole career. At any rate, so it's a fascinating thing that you teach people young people, how to A, interview, B, write either a summary of their job skills or start building a resume, right? I mean, the whole idea that you've been an intern on this, that was on my resume for maybe 4 or 5 years right after I left Columbia. And anyway, and people, yeah, Columbia Studios, what'd you do there? You know? It's great, you know.
It is, and we have internships in so many different businesses. So we're in law firms, we're in different nonprofits across Sacramento, Old Navy, Shriners Children's Hospital, summer camps for the Boys and Girls Clubs, different business offices across downtown Sacramento like Lionakis. And so we really give kids the opportunity to pursue experiences in fields that they think they want to get into.
Yeah.
And oftentimes the kids or the teens have either a really positive experience and they know what they want to do afterwards.
Yeah.
And sometimes they realize it's not for them. But
Yeah.
I like to tell them that even knowing what you don't want to do is just as important as knowing what you do want to do.
Well, that's so good. That's very good wisdom to pass that along, because, you know, you can learn by going through a series of jobs, but people can bump from job to job in their lives and really not have analyzed what their real love is of what they'd like to do in the world.
Yeah, and participating in a program like this helps kids or teens to decide what's their next step. You know, what do they need to study in college? What is the profession that they really want to go into? So.
Yeah. But don't feel pushed by us, of course. You know, the world tries to push you into in front of a desk or a machine or some other kind of thing. But you can take a little time. But this is extremely helpful, this kind of thing. I find it fascinating. Internships, summer internships, you know. And I also took summer classes too, because I had to catch up. Well, it moved very fast back then, I think, at any rate. So good. And so you've learned to work with folks here in the administration of all of the programming here. And the programming here is quite different than commercial programming, of course, even though they have cameras like the one that's pointed at me towards now, or that camera over there, which is going to switch over to you in a second. you know, and there's a studio in there with people going, let's show them number three. You know, they have all of that going down, you know, that makes all this happen. But you learn to work with these folks and you see how they serve. Hey, what do they say? You hear what they say? How it all ultimately serves the community. People learn how to work those cameras, and some of them, and since I've been here for a long time, maybe even before you were born, I have watched kids go through these programs here at Access Sacramento and now work in Hollywood as editors, as directors, work in schools, in media programming. My wife was one of them. So it's been a really interesting thing looking at a community institution like Access Sacramento, or even Lionicus, whatever their name is, a large group like that. They get to see how an efficient, high-end office works and how it creates services for our town.
Definitely, and they get to learn different skills during their internships as well, things as simple as answering the phone in a professional manner, operating a copy machine or a shred machine. So all of those. So it's a wonderful experience.
Yeah, Xerox machines were enormous when I was an intern. And I walked in, I looked at the first Xerox machine, it was half of the room. You know, it could do all kinds of things, but you know, I thought, oh man, I could break this thing and they will fire me. You have any fears when you first started, Stephen?
Calling people. Because we have orientations that they have to, like, kind of like meetings. And so we had to remind them the day before.
Wow.
And I didn't like talking to random people by force, but I had to get over it, and now it's pretty easy.
Good, good, yeah. That's an important thing. I mean, in almost any business, communication is really important. And being able to master that in yourself to open up the conversation. Actually, it's why I'm sitting here. I like talking to people. I like asking them questions, not leading questions, you know. I mean, I had programs on radio before where I really wanted to stir them up and have them answer questions back as a kind of a defensive thing. But you learn about levels of communication. And you, young lady?
Well, I mean, like, for the first day, I didn't really do, like, as much as Stephen did, where he's more in the office doing, like, answering phone calls and stuff. I was shredding paper. And then the times that I had to answer phone calls, like, people would call back and say, like, they couldn't hear me because I was talking too quietly, because I don't really like calling people. I'd rather just text, but I can't text people, so.
That's your generation talking. Use that telephone. It's funny looking at the changeover of just the weight of a camera. You know, in that studio that's on wheels outside there, you can actually pick the camera up and hold it for an hour, you know, if you wanted to, or put it. But the cameras back when I started here, I think they weighed 55 pounds. I mean, they were enormous, all metal, you know, and you had to change the focus on it by hand out in the public. And these things were enormous too. If one fell over, these large cameras that we have pointed at us, if they fell over on you, bye. So you feel successful with the PG&E program, right?
Definitely. I'm so proud of my work with the PG&E Summer Jobs program. Our staff really cares about our teens. We've really grown the program to include a lot of extras. We do college trips on Fridays. We go to field trips. Our teens plan service projects. So we had one at the Sacramento Food Bank where we painted a mural and we did some beautification projects in their youth services department.
Whoa.
We had another service project at Habitat for Humanity, and then tomorrow is our final service project at our Tigert Clubhouse. So all of these projects were created and run strictly by our interns.
Yeah, the Boys and Girls Clubhouse, there are two of them, right?
Yes, so we have one downtown on 11th and G Street. That's our Rayleigh Teen Center. And then we have a location in South Sacramento off Lebanon Hill and Stockton Boulevard. And that site is for ages 6 through 18.
Right, and the one downtown is more for teens.
Yes.
I see. Okay. And do you work interns out of both places?
Yes. So we offer our career launch classes in the spring at both branches, as well as Indercombe High School, Rancho Cordova High School, and a variety of different community schools that we operate after-school programs at.
Fine, fine. Are you folks from near around here?
I go to Indercombe.
And I go to Valley.
Okay. Wow. So you have to travel to get here. Well, you know, you have to get to what you're going to want to do if you're going to be certainly in film and all of that. It's a moving feast. You know, you got to move your cameras to where the interesting things are, because that's what film's all about, isn't it? It's really finding the interesting things about life and getting them to come into that little lens. I think it's fascinating. And storytelling, of course. You know, filmmaking is really basically storytelling with visual elements. Yeah, yeah. Good. So what's after this? What do you guys are planning to do? You're going to go to college?
I have school.
You have school. Right now?
I'm about to be a senior.
You're going to be a senior? Okay, good. This is your last year. Pound the drums and then go to college?
Yeah.
Okay, just not that we're pushing you. Not that there is a kind of script back here. And what about you?
Well, I'll be a junior at Valley next year, so, and we're just gonna, I'm an ASB, so we're gonna be planning like everything that's gonna be happening throughout the school year this year. And we start school August 11th.
Good. So do you have any kind of dreams, directions, young man?
I want to be a sports broadcaster.
A sports broadcaster. I have a nephew who does that.
Really?
He loves it. He told me he wasn't going to go to college when he was a senior. And I said, oh, yes, you are. And I took him to the college, and the first thing we walked into was this window. And the window had a microphone in it. And he goes, what's that? I said, oh, well, they do radio programming here. I want to do that. I found the classes for him. He took the classes, and he does that kind of work all along. And I wish you all very best on your careers and what you do. And thank you, Elieza Lewis and Stephen Chambers, from all of us at Access Sacramento. And and thank you so much for coming to talk to us about your work, Gia.
Yes, I'm so happy to be here.
Yeah, come back next year and bring some more people, and we'll see. Don't bring these two back.
No. Yep, they had their time with the program.
They did.
But our recruitment program our recruitment starts for next spring in March. So if there's any interest out there, check in with the Boys and Girls Clubs at the beginning of March to get our application off of our website, bgcsac.org.
Okay, very cool. Thanks so much. Well, that's all the time we have. We got to say goodbye. Goodbye. Okay, we'll see you next Wednesday at 5 o'clock.